One of the things that is not talked about enough during this 8-8 Lionsgate portal is the fact that not everyone can come with you. And what am I talking about here? 8-8 is the biggest manifestation quantum leaping portal of the year because 8 is the sign of the infinity and beyond. So what that means is that you're able to tap into a whole new timeline. And whenever people go through this event or this portal, this gateway, they're gonna feel completely upgraded, completely different, and sometimes completely shattered because their world's gonna look different and the people are gonna start changing and acting up. So in this video, I wanted to peel back the layers. It's gonna be a little bit different than the previous videos I've made. And I've made a lot of videos over the years on the 8-8 portal, but I wanna share with you more of my personal experiences and kind of like the behind the scenes, you know, facts, truths, and real raw emotions when it comes to this portal, because we can always talk about the glamour of like energy upgrades, spiritual upgrades, visions and manifestation galore, wealth, abundance, love, and all of that. I've talked in about my other videos, so please watch that. But I wanted to talk more about the heart, because the Lionsgate portal is all about the portal of the heart. Yes, it is a starseed activation portal. That's why I will be having my 8-8 Lionsgate activation on the day of on this channel at 8 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. EST. So make sure you click the first link down below to set the notification and attend live with me. That is going to be that energy upgrade. If you want massive abundance, if you want, all of the cool stuff, okay? I'm going to bring through the light language and all of that. Link is down below. But, aside from all of that, every single year when I experience this, huge bonds and karmic ties begin to crackle. And this is something I don't talk about a lot, but I was feeling called to make this video and being more transparent with you, is because if you look at the number 8, right? When you turn it, it's the infinite portal, infinity and beyond. But it can also be the handcuff. Okay, so you either set yourself free, set your relationship free, set someone free, or you're gonna handcuff yourself in that situation, in that connection, in that relationship. So this can be a huge time for karmic relationship to reveal itself, okay? Or it can be a huge time for soulmate, twin flame, aligned divine union type of relationship to come together. And I'm not only talking about romantic relationship, I'm talking about any type of soul deep connection. It's a huge time because every year there will be somebody that, like, I know intuitively, like, I want you to come with me through this portal. I want you to leap through this with me. And then it falls apart. And usually when we get that feeling, I don't know if you experience this or not, but from my experience, there'll be a few people who's close to me that I somehow feel like I need to go through this portal with them. It's like, let's do the activation together. Let's work through this portal together. Let's go through this together. Like, there's something inside. Like, I want to go through this portal with them. And it's this relationship that actually falls out of my life. Because if it's something that is true, then we don't need to be like wanting someone to go through it with us, or else it's not going to work. And that's a sign that there's a lot of karma here that may need to be addressed, learned, integrated, and cleared, but maybe we're not ready for it yet, so we're still clinging on that relationship. So one of the example is one of the I don't know how many years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I don't know. It was the one of the first few times when I started really working with the Lionsgate portal. And there was this particular person, it was my partner at the time. And I just get this calling. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really would like for you to go through this energy activation with me. And I just feel the need that we need to go through this together, kind of like, or else kind of thing. And I remember that. And he's like, well, I'm not really into these kind of things. So I'm like, well, can you just watch it with me? Can you just go through this with me? And he's like, okay, I'll do that for you. And I remember that, and that relationship always felt like it's like a drag. Like, I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, because he's probably watching this right now. But what I mean is, it always feel like I'm carrying this. Like I want him to come with me. I want this person to come through this with me. And it's like my higher self knows that it's not a match. It already knew, okay, from way back when. But it's like my human is not willing to let that person go. And this year, I noticed one of these relationships that I was really letting go is a major friendship in my life. But this year, I really let this person go because I just feel like there was like an alignment. It just really off, and I just love the person so much as a friend. But inside my heart, I just feel that it's just not true. And when I was looking at this communication platform that we utilize to communicate with each other, and it was giving me this notification that if I don't update my app, it's going to delete this, like all the conversation, and delete all the archives and the contacts. Okay, I know it's a bit extreme. I'm like, what kind of app does that, right? But that's what the notification that I got. It's like the last deadline for you to update this is on the 8th, August the 8th. So I'm like, okay, that is a major confirmation that this relationship, like if I'm not really like, I really want you to come with me, I'm going to renew this so that we can be best friends or whatever, it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to renew it. And it just, all of these things are signs that there are certain people who come into our life. They can be soulmates, they can be very beautiful, loving people, but they're not meant to go through this next season with you. Okay, maybe it's temporary, or maybe it just, this season is done. Okay, it is like whatever show you watch, okay, season 4 finished, we cannot have season 5 here. So sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow, but as you upgrade, as you go through spiritual awakening and ascension, you're gonna lose people. And I think you know what I mean when I say we're gonna lose people. Like, people will just fall off out of your life. And I think this is one of the things that is the hardest for me as an empath and as someone who's so ultra sensitive and who takes relationship and connection so seriously. Because I don't let a lot of people come in my close circle. So if someone who is in that proximity, like it's really valuable and it's really meaningful for me. So when I go through a falling out like that, it just feels like nothing even happened. It's not there was a fight, there was nothing like that. In my close relationship, we just intuitively know it's time, and then it falls off. And I think it can be really painful and hard to navigate as a human being, because it's like, okay, if you and I got into a fight, okay, we would understand, but we don't fight. It's just like the energy just fall off, because maybe one of us were like, I want to go on this path, and the other one is going on that path, so it's just not aligned. And it's a very human thing. And I'm called to make this video because I think some of you guys can be going through something like that, where maybe you're questioning your relationship, friendship, connections. Maybe you're feel like you're the one who's carrying all the weight and carrying all the burden, and you're the one who's like doing all the the self-development and the spiritual development and like inner work and healing. And then all of a sudden you feel like you're becoming the best version of yourself, and then you looked over at your partner or your friend or someone who is close to you, and you feel like now there's a discrepancy, and now it's just not aligned, and you want it to work. You want to bring them up to speed. Okay, that's the feeling that I can describe it the most. It's like, I want to bring them up to speed, but it's just not happening. And then you feel sad and frustrated, and you're kind of feeling resentful or whatever you feel. Let me know down below if that ever happened to you. But from my experience, and what I realize is that you can't bring people up to speed. You can only allow for the true unfolding and alignment to happen. So as much as it hurts, as much as it's hard, as much as it's unexpected, honestly, sometimes, because usually these things come out of left field, we just have to respect the process. We just have to respect our own journey, and we have to respect their own journey, because they have the right to go through it their way. We have no right to be like, this is what you should be doing. So I hope this video brings through, I don't know, confirmation, clarity, helpful in any way. This is just me sharing from my heart, and Did I invite you to my 8-8 portal? I think I did, but I'm going to invite you again for those of you who want to really step into your purpose, into the path that you're meant to go on. And even though you know that it's hard, it's lonely sometimes, okay, guys? It's lonely, okay? Because when you ascend and when you awaken to a level of consciousness, a lot of people fall off in your life, okay? So that's why, as much as I love people, as much as I care and, you know, all of those wishy, swishy things, there's not a lot of people around me, okay? And that's the reason why the chosen ones are often very alone in their journey. It can feel very lonely sometimes, but trust the path. Your soul tribe is going to come. Your soulmate, your true people are going to come. And, you know, because of I let all of these relationships go, and even though they were so close to me, I now have the best relationships in my life. You know, I have the best friends in my life. Like, I can't even imagine that friendship could be creme de la creme like this. Like, never in my entire life, okay, from birth to now, I never experienced this type of real soul connection. And I feel so supported in my personal life. I think that's very important as someone who is a healer, okay, myself, and maybe you are too, someone who do this kind of work, the spiritual work, you need to feel nourished in your personal life. So if your partner or if your friend or if someone who's close to you isn't able to kind of balance that part out, and you're playing the healer behind the scenes too, that's just not the vibe, and that's just not helpful, and maybe it can even be toxic and detrimental to your health. Okay, so I'll make a separate video if you're a healer and who deals with these kind of things, because my role is to help the healers heal the healers. So that's why, back to what I was saying, that I'm going to be doing an 8-8 portal energy activation for those of you who know that you're meant to guide, you're meant to heal, you're meant to lead, you're meant to share your love and wisdom. But you know, inside you're a squishy little jelly, and inside you still have to go through these emotional things and personal things, and you know, you're trying to keep it together. But tomorrow on the 8-8 portal is all about upgrading your template, upgrading your psychic ability, upgrading your field of visions, and opening yourself up to become that light of the world, that love of the world. And even though it's not always easy, that's why I'm here, that's why we're doing this together. So link is down below, it is free to join, and let me know down below what you feel, and I love to read all your comments as per usual. This is Tina Wong. I love you so much, and I hope to see you soon.